Okay, we're going to keep going here for part 2 of travel nursing and touching on home health travel nursing and some of the things I think about and I consider. Okay, let me put on my glasses because if you don't wear sunglasses when you're e-biking, you can get bugs in your eyes, gnats, dust, all kinds of stuff. So I learned that the hard way, and I try to wear sunglasses. They do have sunglasses for, you can get them at Walmart cheap. I personally love Tifosi sunglasses. They did not pay me to say that, but I've been wearing them for years now, and they now have the transition, which I love. They're kind of like, if it gets darker, they'll get lighter. So I highly suggest, you try them. They're not, I wear them all the time, although they're not, like fashion sunglasses. But anyway, that's my little spiel about that. They didn't pay me. I don't have any sponsors. Who would sponsor me, right? Who's even watching this video besides my sister Jada? Hey, Jada. Yeah, Jada's my only viewer, but that's okay because she loves to see all this, and really, I'm doing it for her. Okay, so more about nursing, travel nursing. Some of the things that I look for, we were talking about guaranteed hours. Another thing is mileage on nursing, on travel, on home health nursing. You drive to people's house, patients' homes, and they pay you. The agency pays you per mile, for your mileage. Well, the problem is some of the agencies are still paying 35 cents a mile, and gas is $4 a gallon. So there's some problem there. So some of the agencies have gotten with it. They raised their mileage a little bit. Some of them want to pay you, 45 cents, 50 cents. Okay. Well, I think the GSA rate in different areas is higher. I think here in Louisiana, this might be 60 cents a mile. Well, that's what I'm going to ask for, right? I'm going to ask for the GSA rate. I don't know why agencies don't want to pay that. I guess they must be making money. Of course they are. So I'm asking about mileage. I'm asking about guaranteed hours, and I'm asking about weekends and call. Now, some of you guys love to maximize your weekends and your calls. They do pay you a lot of money to do weekend and call. Ooh, look at this. Oh, I don't want to go on gravel in the mud, do I? So, look, I think we're at the end of the trail. Let's see where this goes. I haven't been up here. I'm not a weekend call. I don't work on Saturdays at all. Oh, this is interesting. Look, I've never been over here. Wow, I can't believe I've never been over here. Let's see where it goes. Another adventure, everybody. So I always ask that question because I don't want it to be awkward. Of course, they are going to expect, they want you to do call. Now, where I am here in the interview, I asked them the question and they said call is optional, right? So then I get down here and they're like, well, you're going to take call? And I'm like, thought it was optional. And they're like, well, you're not going to take any call? And I said, well, you told me in the interview it was optional. And normally I will take call because I make extra money and I like doing it. But in this area, I have not felt very confident, to be completely honest. Although my sister Jada, sorry Jada said stop saying completely honest. I don't know what this is. Let's see. My goodness, where in the heck am I going? This is cool. Wow, there's neighborhood over there to the left. I don't know what's on the other side of this big cement thing. It's probably some kind of canal or whatever. Anyway, that was a little bit of a problem here because they wanted me to, once I got here, they're like, okay, well, and if I don't feel comfortable or confident going out after hours in an area because I feel like it's dangerous and I don't know, their clients are in kind of, lower areas, socioeconomic areas, then I'm not taking call because, there are agencies that I've worked for that They never go out on call, never. They take call and they answer the questions, and they kind of triage. But this agency, a couple of nurses, when I first started and stuff, they were on call and they went out and changed catheters after hours and at night. And these were men that did this, and they know the patients and they know the areas, and they're used to working here. And right there, whenever I heard that, I was like, oh, I'm not doing that over here. Heck no. So I don't think they really loved me for that, but I don't care. My safety is first. And so, wow, this is pretty. There's a big park over here to the left. Let's see. Let's slow down. I have no idea where I'm going, y'all. I have no idea. And I hear thunder. You guys can't hear it, but I hear thunder. So look at this neighborhood. I didn't know this neighborhood was here. Wow, this is cool. Man, see, it's taken me all this time to find this because I've been going all over other places. So I'm going to ask that question. I also, have certain days that I don't work, and I don't work under any circumstances, which would be Friday night to Saturday night. So, I need to understand, I need to make sure that this is going to be congruent with my, lifestyle. And so you have to, when you start travel nursing, you will get a list of questions. I just have 3. Those 3 are my main ones that you're going to ask. And it's going to be, about your unit. One of the things that you're going to ask is, if you're working in a hospital, sorry, it's so windy, but you're going to ask about, nurse-patient ratio. You're going to ask about techs, how many techs are on the floor, stuff like that. Is there a lab? Does the lab come draw all the labs, or does the nurse draw all the labs? Do you have transporters? I mean, these are things that if I was working in a hospital environment that I would definitely want to know. And you also want to know, most hospitals don't have call for their nurses, but you want to know maybe about block scheduling. Can you work 3 in a row and then have time off? Or can you block, are you allowed to block certain days? Or are you filling in kind of like as a PRN nurse? Whenever, maybe if you're working nights, and this is a big issue. If you're working nights, what? Are they going to schedule you one night on, one night off, one night on, one night off, just to fill in the schedule? You need to find that out, because you're going to have a pretty miserable 3 months. Pretty miserable if they're doing stuff like that. Everybody, all the managers are nice on the phone, but when you get somewhere, that's the real deal. And that's the thing you got to realize about nursing, travel nursing, ding, 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 is there's sometimes a reason they don't have staff. And sometimes the reason, well, there's always a reason they don't have staff. Sometimes they just don't have enough nurses that live in that area, to fill the need. Sometimes they had, a bunch of nurses go out at the same time and they need an emergency fill-in. They had a bunch of people that, maybe went on FMLA or something like that, and they need you. Maybe they had a bunch of people quit, which is a red flag, but hey, but maybe they just really suck. Okay, look at these little ducks, y'all. Oh, is that babies? Oh, there's a baby duck. There's baby ducks. Oh, there's a little one in the back. Oh, y'all see the little ducks? Hey, guys. We're not going to do anything to you. I guess it looks like 2 mommies. One mommy with 1 little baby, and the other mommy with, looks like 4 little babies, or maybe 5. I don't want to scare them. That's why I'm going so slow. Okay. Oh, look at how precious they are. I love little animals. So but realize that, you're going to that unit or you're going to that area because they don't have staff, and there's a reason they don't have staff. I have worked at some agencies that didn't have staff because it's just absolute chaos. They're flying by the seat of their pants. They don't have it together. They're sending nurses all over the place. And I've worked at agencies where they don't have staff because their coverage areas in, kind of rough areas that are, a little bit sketchy. They have very complex patients, and they have home health agencies sometimes have really high expectations of their nurses being able to complete so many visits during the day. And unfortunately, those things are unrealistic, and the nurses can't complete those during an 8-hour shift. And so it takes them, they go home, they're charting till 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, they're having to, come back after dinner and finish charting, and they end up getting burnt out and quitting, and that's why they hire travelers. Well, this is specific to home health, but as a traveler, I'm coming over there, and sometimes they don't understand that I'm working. I'm not working for points. I don't care what their points are. My agency at the end of the day is asking me how many hours did I work, and that's what I'm doing, putting down my hourly. But so, their expectations of their staff might be a little bit high. And I understand that because they don't have staff, and healthcare is a business, and home health companies are in this market to make money. Thing about home health is that years ago, when I started nursing and I started home health, which was a long time ago, most of these agencies were mom and pops, and a lot of them were run by nurses. Nurses were the ones that were running these agencies and stuff, and they weren't doing it for the money. They were nurses, and they were doing it for patient care. But big companies came in, corporations, and corporations do what corporations do. I mean, that's what they do. I'm not saying anything bad about them. They do serve a purpose, and they do, provide care and all that. So not saying anything negative in that regard, but it changed things. So, but anyway, those are back to the, travel nurse questions and things to consider. That's one of the things that you would consider specifically. Some of those type of questions. A lot of the reason people want to travel is financial, and in all fairness, you do get paid more because you're getting paid your stipend. Your hourly rate is not more, but your stipend is more. Your stipend gives you a lot of extra money, and that's something I need to explain, is that you have to, I think I explained it on a different video, but you have to duplicate your expenses. So you have to have rent or a mortgage in your tax state, and have a home address there. Wow, it's really windy and it's starting to rain. I guess I better book it on back to now I don't know how to get back to where my apartment is anyway. See, this happens to me all the time. See, I have no idea where I am. I can't tell on the other side of this wall. I don't know what that highway is. I have no idea where I'm at. So, and it's starting to rain. So, yeah, so you do have to duplicate your expenses, and that's not easy, because, you're paying a lot of money. I have a mortgage with mine. At least I'm paying off, or I'm paying towards a mortgage, a house. So I'll have something at the end of this, and then if I want to sell it, I can sell it and take the money. I have no idea where I am. This is a pumping station, though, so let's go this way. I have no idea. What the heck? Where the heck? Okay, so this is closed. It's through traffic. Isn't that great? But we did reach the end, so we found out what's at the end. All right, some neighborhood, which I can go by on the, you know what? I could probably go on the sidewalk and see where it goes, or I can go. Let's go back to that wide road back up where we passed about half a mile or quarter, 3/4 of a mile back, and see. We can turn there, and hopefully we're going to get somewhere that will get us home. I think it's better in this case if we stay on the beaten path here. But that's the thing about your stipends. You don't get taxed on your stipend if you are duplicating your expenses. Now, I have heard of people lying about that and not having a tax home, they, lie. But I don't think I would do that because they will, the IRS does audit people's taxes sometimes. And if they audit yours and you can't show that you were duplicating your expenses, you're going to have to pay a lot of money in penalties. And they charge interest. And they charge interest starting from when you should have paid it, not when you found out about it. So I would just follow the rules on that. I do follow the rules on that. And I look at it like this. I pay somebody to do my yard work. My sister lives over there. She checks, my other sister. She checks on my house. So I'm paying off my house slowly. It's an investment like any other investment. So, Florida is a no income tax state. And now they're talking about eliminating property taxes. So that'll help me too. Florida is a great state. Love Florida. But there are other great states. So it could be your house, your state that you live in. That's a great state. And, buy a small house or whatever near your family that can check on it. Let your, sister live in it or your niece live in it. And there you go. Anyway, so that's the thing about the stipends and all and the financial part of it. There's details about finding housing that we kind of touched on. There are Airbnbs and I always use Furnish Finder. I've checked out Airbnb, but I'm looking for something that's more than 1 month, Usually the ones that I've done are all, except for this one, have been 13 weeks. So I'm looking for that kind of something with everything included. And the best ones I've stayed in, literally, when you get there, you literally do nothing. I mean, they even have water, ketchup. I mean, they have all kinds of stuff in the refrigerator. All you do is, move in. They already have the sheets. Everything's clean. Okay, here's where I was talking about. Let's see. I don't know where this goes, but we're going to find out. I have no idea where we are. Okay, so, I do know where we are. That's East Jefferson Hospital over there. So I do know we're on the way back. We can just stay on this. Of course, it's starting to rain. So we might have to end this video here in a second because I don't want my phone to get wet. But I might be getting wet. Oh, see, it's raining. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to go. There's no bike lane here, so we're just riding on the road. But we're riding behind East Jefferson Hospital. Yep. Okay, so I did go a little further than I was expecting. I did get a little carried away, but it's okay. I'm having fun, and I'm getting some exercise, and I'm getting a little wet, but it's still fun. Bumpity bump. So where was I about that? Ouch. Yes. So yeah, I could do a whole video on just finding housing, to be honest. So I'm not going to really go into any detail about that because finding housing, what to look for. I mean, I could do a whole video on that. That's something that, you learn trial and error, I'll be honest. Oh, wait, that's not East Jefferson. That's Oshner. I think I know where I am. Maybe I don't. Okay, I'm on West Esplanade. Okay, so we're going to go. This is Oshner. Ooh, I have no idea where I am. Keep going. Okay, so this is West Esplanade. Okay, big bump. Now, you would think there'd be good bike lanes by Oshner. It's a big, huge hospital. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe the next road we'll recognize. There's no middle bike lane. See, I love those middle bike lanes. There's a sidewalk over there. I could go get on that sidewalk. How about that? Let's see. Maybe it'll be a little safer, huh? Well. Let's see. It's going to be bumpity bump. I hate sidewalks sometimes because they're really rough. It's better to just ride on the dang roads. All right. Let's find out. Oshner Kenner. Okay, so we're at Oshner Kenner, everybody. Did you know we're at Oshner Kenner? I didn't. I thought we were near East Jefferson. I have no idea where Oshner Kenner is. But now I do. See, we're exploring Metairie, Louisiana. All these people are going to turn. Okay, see this sidewalk? This is going to be a nightmare. This is why. Look at this mess. Okay, look at the sidewalks falling apart. I mean, who can use this sidewalk? Okay. Oh, Loyola. I have no idea where I am. There's a Walmart here. Oh, I know where the Walmart is, I think. Maybe we should turn to the left. It seems like we should turn to the left. Maybe not, because I really don't know where we are. Well, it seems like we came from this way, so maybe we should go back. All right, I hope we're going the right direction. If not, well, we'll figure it out in a minute, won't we? We're going to get somewhere. That's it. Oh, big bumps. Dang, I wish there was a nice bike lane. See, that's the thing about riding a bike. You're going to get somewhere. Okay, through a series of events, we got lost. And the camera turned itself off a while back, and I didn't know it. So now we're crossing over here. I think I'm going in the right direction, just based on my own opinion, which is based on nothing. But there is a sidewalk there. Maybe we'll try to get on it. Oh, there's somebody coming, so let's hang on. This is a very, very nice area. And, wow. So somewhere or other, this camera turned off. I think it was probably the bumpity. But Louisiana does this crap where they just end the dang sidewalk. And there is no sidewalk. So let's see. When I come down here where we end up, I think we're going in the correct direction. All right. Let's see. If not, it did stop raining. So there's that. All right. Let's see. Okay. Well, these are at least nice neighborhoods. That's good. So I think we're going towards the lakefront. I think that's where we're going. Oh, look at this lovely bumpity bump. Okay. Oh, there's a sidewalk. It looks nice. It looks smooth. See if we can get to that. Yay. All right. Okay. Now where are we at? That's how we say in Louisiana. Where are we at? Okay. KDHSA. I don't know what that is, but ooh. Okay, so this hopefully, let me turn up my bike a little so we can book it a little faster. We're quite a ways from the apartment. I would guess at least 8 or 10 miles. Oh. So this is the Kenner Discovery Health Sciences Academy. That's what that is. All right, so Kenner City Park. This is it. Bumpity bump. Bumpity bump. Let's see. Where are we at? Okay. Where are we at? Okay. We're going to keep going straight. Maybe we're going to turn, because if we go straight, there's no sidewalk, no bike trail. Let's see if we go down here, we can kind of make it a little better. Huh? Let's find out. That's what I'm saying. You just kind of get on your bike and go. You just go. You never know where you're going to end up. I had no idea when I got started on this bike ride I was going to end up over here. I had no idea. So just go where the road takes you, and that's kind of like a piece of advice for life. go where the road takes you and just kind of look around and be in the moment. Don't worry about it. You'll end up somewhere, you know. In a few minutes, I'm going to be somewhere. Hopefully closer to home. But who knows? Okay, this is that God forbidden. Look at this sidewalk. We can't go on that sidewalk. Okay, there's nobody coming. You know, I'm telling you, this mess over here, I have no idea. Okay. Here's a stop sign, and we better stop at it this time because there's actually cars here waiting to go. Okay. This is East Loyola. Oh, we're on Vintage Drive. Vintage Drive. That sounds like a good place to be. Vintage Drive. Sounds good. Look, we've got a kind of a pseudo bike lane / parking area, so kind of makes it a little safer. Bumpity bump, bumpity bump. Hope this takes us to someplace that has something interesting. Let's go around this way because I hear cars coming. Yeah. See, I don't see how people ride and walk with those earphones in all the time, because how do you hear when people are behind you? Okay, so I don't know what y'all heard me talking about, the stipend and the taxes. I don't really know because the phone cut off and I wasn't paying attention because I was looking around having a good time. So that just teaches me a lesson to pay attention. Okay. Alrighty. Chateau Estates, how about that? And now there's cars behind me, so we're gonna have to go slow next to these. Okay. I hope we didn't go the wrong way. We might have. Let me see. I cannot tell if we're getting closer to the lake or further away, but the wind is blowing in my face, and I should have paid attention which way the wind was blowing when I was on the lake over there before. So it might be wise. Well, this is Talbot Drive. I'm going to go a little further up here, and if I don't see anything that feels like I know what direction I'm in, then I'll turn around and go back. Or I might, check my phone GPS and see where I might actually be. Let's see. So, travel nursing, if you're already a nurse, the only way you're going to find out if you like travel nursing is if you try it. So that's my advice. I mean, everybody's scared to leave their staff job. Who cares? They're going to hire you back. You think they're not going to hire you back if you leave your staff job? Of course they are. They're hurting for nurses, and they would want you back. So, I mean, you could stay PRN, but I would say no on that one, because that's going to be a lot of stress trying to, juggle traveling, 2 states away, coming back every, once a month to work a shift. No. Just resign your position and then try it. And I've given that advice to other travel nurses that, hadn't been traveling and they just started traveling, and guess what? They loved it and they stayed traveling. Okay, let me see what road we're on here. This is Chateau Boulevard. I don't know where Chateau Boulevard is. I'm going to have to, let's see, Chateau Boulevard. Chateau sounds like it could be an interesting place. It looks like a nice neighborhood that way. I don't know if we're going towards the lake. Pause for just a minute. Okay, so I was going to turn right, and I should turn left to go back towards the lake. Okay, so let me let all these people go. And we're going to go peacefully across the street. And I don't know if there's a sidewalk. It doesn't look like it. Okay, we're going to just go. Yay, there is no sidewalk. I think they've got a stop sign. So let's go. Come on, let's crank it up and go. Oh, there is a sidewalk. All right. Well, there's not very much traffic here, so I think we're gonna make it. Anyway, yes. So other nurses that I run into that were thinking about traveling, I said to them, "Hey, just do it. Just do it." And so, you'll never know if you like it, and if you don't do it, you're going to regret not trying. And both of those nurses did just quit and did take contracts, and they're still traveling today. And that was over a year ago. So they've taken multiple contracts and are loving it. Now, I do know people who have, quit their staff job and done a couple of contracts and they found out it's not for them. If it's not for you, that's okay. Just go back to your hospital. Trust me. They're going to hire you back. They're not going to say, oh, we're mad at you because you quit. They're not going to do that. I can't imagine them doing that because they're desperate. They probably haven't been able to replace you with a good nurse since you left. This car is going to back out, but they see us. They're still trying to, fill the position you left. They've had a series of people they've hired that haven't worked out. And now, look, I got you coming back. So, that's my advice about that. It's good advice. Hey, I wonder if I can take this route and not ride on that busy road. Let's see. We ride parallel. Look at this. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe this ends because we want to get on that big road. I think. I'm not sure. But it looks like we do. I don't think there's a... Oh, here comes a car. I don't think there's a sidewalk over there. See the kind of situations you get yourself into? You're like, where is the... This is why I'm telling you, you have to practice on the trace and all first before you go out here, because this kind of crap, I mean, it's very inconsistent. All right, let's see if we see any kind of sidewalk. We don't. No sidewalk on either side. This is Joe Yenny Boulevard. And we just need to go a little ways down Joe Yenny, because I think if I go down there, I can get back onto the trace. But this is a kind of a busy road. I could drive on the grass, and it looks like other people have. So I guess that's what we're going to have to do, unless, we'll see, there's somebody coming right now. Let's see where they're riding. They look like they're riding on the grass, because this is the kind of crap you get around here. Some of the best bike riding has been in Florida. Florida, see this? You can see the path where people have taken. Oh no, they're riding on the street in the wrong direction. Look at that. Florida has good bike riding. They have a lot of sidewalks, but they build in a lot of bike lanes. Just build them in, and they should do that, because people, people want to get out and ride, and maybe they want to walk. Maybe they, so we're going through a couple puddles in the grass, but at least, we're kind of safe. We hope we're safe. A little harder to pedal, but we're making it. Honestly, a little more exercise, a little more wind. Let's see, there's some gravel over here. Maybe I should try that. It's going to be a little longer. So that's all I want to say about if you are an RN, if you are, if you're considering home health, or if you're considering travel nursing, or if you're considering being a nurse and you want to ask some questions about it, or you want me to talk about it, just put it in the, just ask the question. I mean, I'm not going to, I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a regular person like you are. And I'll be happy to answer your question. And hopefully it'll be helpful. I mean, bumpity bump. Usually, nurses go into nursing because they like to help people. And I hope this channel helps you. So, oh yeah, so I think that's the lake farm right there. That's where we got on that long trail and went around. So we just have to find, they won't let you go that way. Ooh, these cars are going real fast. Okay, I guess I better step it up, right? I better go faster. There's this bad, horrible sidewalk over there, which I'm not even getting on, because it's like big chunks. Yeah, big buckles. Yeah. Lake Town Village. All right. Yeah, I see the lakefront over to the left, but I just can't get to it. Let's see. And over there, that's where we were on that paved trail. Okay, I see something that looks familiar. Up there, it's way over there on my left. Oh yeah, okay. See, I told you, you just got to keep going and you'll find your way. I told you, you just got to keep pedaling. If you stop pedaling, you're going to fall off. So, let's see. We are going about 18 miles an hour. I would try to go a little faster than that here because of all the cars, but unfortunately, we're facing the wind and it's slowing us down. So, we're only going 18 right now, but we're fixing to turn left at this corner if we can get across the road. Okay, watch this person there. So maybe this is a good place to stop this particular video and truck it on back without you guys right now. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I think I'm in the right place. Anyway, okay, I'll catch you guys later.